Morning, everybody. Evening, everyone. Morning? What am I talking about? Sorry, I'm just checking my stream and it's still not behaving itself. Gosh darn it. Anyway, good evening. It's 8 o'clock and it's TNG review time with myself and G-Star this evening. Good evening, G.
He's back.
Well, I say I'm back, but I got an email from Virgin to say that all the problems have been sorted out in my area and which should be okay. But I'm looking at it now.
Alas, there seems to be a problem because it's not playing. Oh, there we go. It was because I wasn't on live. Apologies.
Is it? Oh, say I can't even tell if we're on or not. I don't know.
I'm watching this at the moment on YouTube.
Well, we'll assume we'll assume it is working, and we'll keep going. So yes. Well, anyway, after having a week of terrible internet connection, I did talk to Virgin, and apparently there's been some internet issues in the area, and I found out that midday today that the internet issues have been resolved. So I figured we would be good. We'd be all right. But in starting this stream off, Streamlabs has just gone berserk with the warning messages telling me that it's dropping frames all over the place. So
yeah, you're not moving on my screen either.
Well, we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. It seems to be going all right for the sec. Anyway, G, how the devil are you?
Well, if I'm to be 100% honest, I'm good, but tired.
Tired. Your new business taking it out of you, is it? All this jet setting around.
Yeah, it is starting to take its toll. And I'm really sorry for anybody that is on board with us and watching Evening Stew Plum. He's come up on chat. Hi, peeps, he has said. Yeah, so if anybody's watching that is a fan of G-Star Vault, I haven't done one for weeks and weeks and weeks. And that's because I'm just too busy with work at the moment and trying to find my rhythm and routine now that things are in full motion with my new job role. So, yeah. Oh, and we've got Karen on. Evening, Karen.
Hello. Yeah, if we're lagging a bit, then I apologise. But I think
you know, on G-Star Vault, I do like to come up with theories for things and, and analyze stuff. Well, I have a theory about your Wi-Fi,
right? Okay,
and your internet issues. Bear with me, right? So I've done deductive. I've used the A-cart model, and it's definitely not aerial phenomenon. And I don't think that the CGI is evident in this issue.
No.
The audio is affected. We're not getting a great reaction from it. No. And the time and date is now. But no, joking aside, my theory was that maybe Chewie has been chewing some cables.
Oh, yeah, maybe. It's all been going wrong now since Chewie's turned up on the scene. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a new provider is what I need.
And obviously, I've been absent from this show for a few weeks or a couple of weeks. I can't remember. But however, saying that, I did manage to watch back last week's episode and just wanted to say, I know Maz can't be here this evening, but I don't know if she's watching. But yeah, it was a really good episode last week. I enjoyed it.
It was good. We enjoyed it.
You guys did really, really well.
So we have a point of order then on that, in that we haven't got your score for the episode The Emissary.
That is correct, Mundo.
So,
and I have my score ready. Give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1. 6. Yeah, well, that's a solid score from you, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do like that episode. There are bits that I really enjoy about it. I think it's got one of those really mysterious beginnings to an episode. Like you're like, oh, what's in the pod? What's in the pod? When she comes out and it's, Solara or whatever, the woman who played the Vulcan in the episode of in season 1 with the doctor who died and consciousness
Put his
went into
brain
Data.
in Data's body.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was there's some really good parts of that episode, and you know me, I'm not usually I'm the polar opposite of Mazza McBob. I'm usually not a huge fan of the whole Klingon backdrop, and that is a good Klingon one, I think.
I think we're buffering. I'm not sure, but I think we're buffering.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. We can't do anything to control it.
Right, so I can tell you. Well, I'll just quickly go to the stop share screen thing, and there we go. So I gave it an 8. Maz gave it a 7, and you gave it a 6.
Oh, I thought mine would have been quite a good score for that episode. Sorry, apologies on that one.
No, you rated it the same as Manhunt the week before, which is, I suppose that was a average kind of episode. But overall, that puts it up there. Joint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, joint 6th. Joint 6th for the season. So there we go. And before I forget, I will put the pictures up.
Who won the quiz?
Guess. Take a guess.
Karen.
No.
Mickey come lately.
Mickey, yeah, Mickey came lately. Yeah, no, he did. Mickey did Triumph. Yeah. Slight buffering, says Duplum. Yeah, we might be.
Yeah,
we
just
might be
slight
buffering.
then.
Slight buffering. Yeah.
Or just that, like we're doing the robot impression.
Yeah.
I'll just act like I'm buffering, shall I?
I don't know if there's anything I can do about that, really.
You got to just, keep calm and carry on.
Yeah. I might restart the stream if it gets too bad, but I think they might come out of step with us. So you'll ask a question, and we'll have to wait 5 minutes before we get a response.
There's about a 50-second lag from us to YouTube, but from what I'm seeing on YouTube, it looks fine.
Well, I put the image up already, so I don't forget this week to have pictures on standby, because I've been forgetting that until like quarter of the way through the episode, and pictures. So I remembered the pictures this evening. And Karen, just because we talk a little bit of news before going into the episode, Crystal Karen pointed out to me before coming on air this evening that Captain Kirk has gone into space today.
What, with SpaceX?
No, with Blue Horizons, or Blue Origin, is it? So not Musk's enterprise, but Bezos, the Amazon.
Somebody else's.
The Amazon guy, not the Tesla guy. So, yeah.
Oh, what's his name? I should know his name.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. That's it.
But at the age of 90, becomes the oldest person ever to have gone into space.
Wow. Yeah, I'm surprised his body took the launch, but I think the launches are slightly different than the, typical kind of G-force that's been experienced in the past. Am I right, or am I right?
Well, I mean, they go to low Earth orbit. I mean, they don't go as far out as like what they did in SpaceX on the I've forgotten what that mission was called now, but that was recently with the amateurs, not the astronauts. They don't go anywhere near that. They only go up there for something like 15 minutes. So it's nothing like a shuttle takeoff or something like that. But yes. So anyway, congratulations to William Shatner, age 90. He's actually been in space, albeit for 15 minutes. So
wow.
Yeah.
I bet he wished he could have just beamed up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Evening, Mickey. Mickey's obviously racing back from the gym because he said we'll be 5 minutes.
Oh yes, he's racing
so
back.
I'll wait 5 minutes until I ask my first question.
Yeah. What else do you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's kill some time.
Well, I can tell you that I'm dropping 66% of my frames.
That's a bit careless of you.
I know. Where am I dropping them all? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I mean, I could restart the stream on 30 FPS rather than 60 FPS. That might help things if it gets too bad. We could try that. But
you're going to make me look blurry, are you? Is that what you're going to do?
Not blurry. The resolution is still the same. It just is not.
I mean, to be honest, I've got no problem with that.
Hey?
I look better blurry.
Oh yeah. Chat. What's wrong with chat?
Stu Plum says that Shatner was, well, there's a joke in there somewhere. Shatner was shaking when he landed.
Shaking. He didn't shut himself.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Yes, that's the one, Smiler. Inspiration 4. Yes, you can tell the delay that we're on this evening. Inspiration 4 was the SpaceX one that went up into high Earth orbit. So that one probably pulled a lot more G's than the Blue Origins craft. There you go. Yes, right. So, well, let's make a start. By the time Mickey gets home in 5 minutes, it will probably be 5 minutes behind in the lag, so it'll probably be just about right.
Oh, well, no. My first question is like 10 seconds in.
Oh, is it? Oh my. Oh
yeah,
well.
No, I'm just joking. Well, it's in the intro.
Let's give everybody a chance, maybe.
Yeah, well, evening, Captain Mickey. But I'm going to take that captain pin off of you for Googling last week.
Oh.
Do not Google during one of my quizzes.
Controversial.
Yeah. So he's now back to having to earn his Ensign pin, same as everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He's been captain for a whole week or 2 weeks even. No, a whole week. You did air last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
You did the TNG.
Yeah. Mick, we didn't do it last week. No. Oh, we did do it last week. Yes, we did. It was everything else we didn't do because of stupid internet.
Anyway. Yeah. Missed the Monty Zone.
We missed everything. It looks like
it's coming back this Friday. It's coming back this Friday.
Touch wood. Touch something.
Or get a baseball bat and touch Virgin.
I don't know if you can see it just on against my shelves there. I've got one.
Yeah, I was looking at your baseball bat.
Right. So peak performance this week. The second to last episode of season 2. Smiler's already posted the question. She's beat you to it.
I'll just go then. All right, I'll see you later. Bye. I'll stay away. Obviously, I got that used to not needing me.
Oh my god. Wow. I don't. Yeah, that's like talk about.
She posted because you've made everybody so paranoid about the lag. For geez sakes, and there's obviously clearly no lag.
Right, I bloody better go on with it then.
Yeah, get on with it. Start the narration. Peak performance.
Right. Right, sorry. Picard, as is teaser, by the way, Picard has agreed to divert to the Braslotta system to take part in a war game exercise. En route, they meet a shuttlecraft to pick up a master Zakdorn strategist, Cerner Kolrami. And he will be overseeing the combat simulation that the Enterprise is going to run. He is escorted to the observation lounge where he refuses the offer to go to his quarters because he wants to get straight on with it. And he kind of sits down in the chair in the observation lounge and sort of like goes, hum, I'm waiting, you know. And Picard and Riker are kind of looking at each other behind his back.
Question time.
There we go.
Yeah. Which planet in the Braslotta system is the 80-year-old cruiser Hathaway orbiting? A, the 6th, B, the 4th, C, the 3rd, or D, the 2nd?
Wow. It's a good question, G. So while we've got answers coming in over the next few minutes, I'll carry on. On the bridge, Worf's not impressed by Kolrami at all because he doesn't look like a warrior. Data informs him that their prowess is in their strategic minds, so no one wants to pit themselves against that. But Worf thinks that reputation is nothing without action, so he's just not impressed by him at all. Back in the observation lounge, Kolrami outlines that they are to meet an 80-year-old ship called the USS Hathaway that Commander Riker will command, and will have 48 hours to ready the ship before the Enterprise attacks. The ship's rigged to act on damage received and go down for the appropriate amount of repair time. Kolrami asks Picard if he's sure he wants Riker to command the ship, but Picard confirms that he does. And he also asks why Picard was resistant to the test in the first place, and Picard tells him that Starfleet's not a military organization, it's a scientific and exploration organization. But since the Borg episode, it's probably a good idea to be prepared. Riker also objects, and Kolrami notes his objection, stating that he hopes it doesn't hinder his strategic abilities. Riker responds that when he agrees to do something, he's all in, and asks Picard if he wants to surrender now, which kind of amuses Picard. He's like, oh. And that was basically the teaser for the episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, what answers have we got then?
And where are we at with pictures?
Oh, here we go. There's Kolrami
talking about the Hathaway.
Yeah, the Hathaway
and the war games.
Orbiting this planet in the what was it? I've forgotten whatever system it's orbiting.
The Braslotta.
Braslotta, that's it. The Braslotta system. Yeah. But which planet were they orbiting? That is the question.
Well, we've only got one answer.
Well, I think only one person's going to get it right then.
Yeah. Are you going to guess?
I'm going to go with second.
It's A, B, C, or D.
Oh.
Do you mean B?
D.
I know what you meant. I'm just joshing with you. Yeah, then that would make you and Mickey an ensign.
Yes.
Congratulations. You have 25 TNG points. Not just 25 points, but TNG points.
Wow, those are the best type of points.
They are indeed.
Yeah. Maybe we've lost everyone. I don't know.
Well, mine says 3 watching, so that's you, me, Mickey. Oh, Stu Plums came in with a C anyway. So,
well, can I say, just to answer that question, I did cheat because I know you're
you?
not keen on using the internet, but only because I just looking at this picture here and seeing that Kalrami is pointing to like the inner part of the solar system. So I guess that it's not going to be the first one because I don't think that was one of the options. So I figured that his finger there was pointing towards the second ring. So I guess second.
You cheat.
Just based on this picture.
That's such a cheat. No, I'm joking.
Sorry, Stuplum. Yeah, that was wrong. That was a bit wrong.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't the third. It was the second.
Karen, we've probably lost. Yeah. Or she'll answer it in a moment. Oh yeah. Mickey also watched this episode before going to the gym this evening and hasn't taken any notes. So he's on his own. He's.
Oh well, that's not a good night to have not had notes.
No.
Because these questions get tough. I am telling you. Some of them I can't even remember the answers.
I have a feeling we've gone off. Here we go.
It's still playing for me on YouTube, but then there's about a 50-second lag. So I can't rightly say until it stops.
Yeah. It seems to have stopped. God. This internet connection.
Mickey's saying, nope, you're still here.
Okay, maybe it's just me then. I don't know. Okay, it's just saying I've got no viewers and it says it's no longer got any performance because. But okay, well that's good then. Maybe it's just Streamlabs not talking to me properly. Okay, yeah. So let's carry on. With Act 1, Picard informs Riker that he can have a crew of 40 and can pick from anyone in the Enterprise crew, save Data, who will be Picard's first officer. Karami interjects that he thought Picard would be choosing the crew, but Picard informs him that on this ship, whoever leads the away team gets to pick the away team. When Karami leaves the bridge, the Doc tells Picard that she thinks he needs an attitude adjustment. Data points out that cockiness is often justified in Karami's race. As Karami is a third level master in stratagema.
Stratagema.
Oh, Stuplum says, lost you for a bit. But and Smiler says, that was odd. But we're kind of back. Karen's back. So we seem to have dropped off and come back by the signs of it. But we're back. So
hi.
Let's go with that.
I am still here.
We're
still here.
Still here. Yeah.
We're just trekking across the universe.
Trying to trek.
Orbiting the second planet in the solar system.
Yes, we are. Riker cruises around the ship, sucking up command crew for his temporary crew. He goes see Geordie in engineering, and Geordie's already prepared with a pack to take with him because he's like a Boy Scout. Worf is in his quarters building a model, but as Riker rings the doorbell, he breaks the model of his mast. And I like when Riker walks in, he just sweeps the model into a drawer. Like, just ignore that was there.
There's an interesting goof about that.
Oh yeah, Goof Girl.
shipment.
You're
Yeah,
Goof Girl.
I am Mazza McBoob.
McBoob. Wow.
McBub. Yeah, so what ship that he was building was seen facing left with the rudder on the right,
Right.
but then in the wide shot of the scene, it was then facing to the right, so it changed sides. So it's like a bit of a continuity goof.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, well, for those avid, detailed, obsessive compulsiveness amongst us, go back and watch it.
Yeah, I will. I'll go back for that particular reason. I also noticed that I didn't realize Worf's quarters is like Data's quarters, and it's one of those sort of corrugated tunnel like quarters, like Data's. So maybe last week when I said they were playing poker in Data's quarters, because I could tell by the wall, maybe it was Worf's quarters. I'm just putting it out
Yeah,
there.
there was something else that I sort of came across today about his quarters, and it was something to do with the statue in it. You know, he has that statue of like two warriors fighting.
Yeah.
It was something to do with that. But yeah, there's a couple of set things on this episode that were recycled. Quite a few, actually. But we'll come to them.
Okay, yeah. So he Worf thinks the exercise is pointless, so he's not that keen. But Riker tricks Worf into saying yes by sort of engaging with his warrior instincts. He then also then goes to the bridge and takes Wes as well. Asks if he can take Wes for educational purposes. Which is a good plan, I think, because let's face it, when Wes is leading an episode, he generally fixes all Enterprise's problems. So why not have him on board as well?
Yes, he is the genius boy.
He is the genius boy.
Have we got another picture yet? Oh, you know, just keen for the. We got another picture yet?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. No, not yet.
Oh no. Oh no, take it back.
We'll stay here because on the bridge.
Take it back.
Oh, I'm not taking it back. I'm not taking it back. On the bridge, Riker challenges Kolrami to a game of stratagema in 10 forward. So that's what they do. He accepts. Doesn't know why he wants to, but he accepts. On the way to 10 forward, Geordi asks Riker about his chances, and Riker thinks he has none. Less than none. 0. So Geordi's like, why are you playing? And then just for the privilege of playing the master. So Geordi's like, so the only fun we're going to have, well, the only thing we've got to see this evening is just you enjoying yourself. And he's like, yep, that's basically it. Worf then informs him that someone sent me an urgent message. Smiler just sent urgent message to you. Oh, I don't see any message. Worf then informs him that he's put a wager. Worf informs him that he's put his finger things. Oh, whilst he's putting his finger things on, Worf says he's bet heavily on him in the ship's wager. He's bet that Riker will take him past the 6th plateau, whatever that is. And Riker's like, and if I don't, and Worf says he will be irritated. Data is intrigued by the human urge to compete. The doc suggests Data challenge Kolrami himself and find out what it's like. But I don't think he will. The game starts and Riker loses after a very quick 23 moves. It's 23 to 100. It literally lasts like about 3 seconds. And
it was not one of his best performances.
No. But Kolrami thanks him for the game. Anyway, they arrive at the Hathaway. and Riker's crew beams aboard the Hathaway
Yeah,
ship.
move the picture on.
What now? Oh, there we go. We're on the
Yeah.
Hathaway now.
Question time.
Oh, yay.
This is a Lieutenant Commander question. So, for anybody wanting a Lieutenant Commander promotion, it would be best to get this question right. And it's also worth 50 TNG points. Somebody was asking me something about the questions earlier, and I can't remember what it was. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so when playing Stratagema, how many fingers are covered by the playing device?
Oh, I see where you wanted me to.
Now
the
it's
picture.
all coming into picture, isn't it? Eh?
What's that picture I was just looking at?
So when playing Stratagema, how many fingers are covered by the playing device? No multiple choice. Just give me the right answer. Quickest one gets it.
Oh, you're changing the rules now all the time.
Yeah. Mixing it up.
Mixing it up. Whilst we're waiting for some answers to come in, just see the bridge of the Hathaway there. It's a redress of the battle bridge, or the lab that we saw earlier, or
You're just stealing my trivia now.
An old Enterprise bridge from the
it's
movies.
the battle bridge.
It's the battle bridge. It's a courthouse, I think, in the Measure of a Man. It's all sorts of sets that it gets reused at as for all sorts of things. But today it's the Hathaway.
It was also the Stargazer.
And it was a Stargazer, yes. Was it the Stargazer? Yes, it was the Stargazer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, we've got some answers.
Yeah, I was just kind of waiting for someone to get the right one.
Isn't that right?
It might be. So I was just waiting.
Oh, we could wait.
I'm just hoping that Karen's still with us.
Karen,
go on, carry on with
you there, Karen?
your narration.
You there? Okay, well, we're starting Act 2, and this is the Anne Hathaway. Yep, that's the ship.
Yep.
She's got some beautiful curves. They arrive at the bridge, and Riker offers Worf the second-in-command officer position that we see him sat in there, which Worf thinks is not right because he's not as high a grade as a rank as Geordi. But Riker points out that he's the tactical officer and he needs him by his side. And Geordi says he's got his hands full putting the ship together anyway. And so we had already discussed it.
There was another goof in this episode to do with this whole bit and them entering or beaming over to the Hathaway.
Right.
And that was they transport directly aboard the Hathaway, but it was meant to not have any power. So if it didn't have any power, there wouldn't have been any breathable air. But the ship was abandoned without life support. It'd be too cold for them to board without freezing.
Well, yes, that's true. It needs power for life support and auxiliary systems. So it's a bit of a scientific error. They should have had the power up before they went over. Yeah. Admiral Kraken as
well, Admiral Kraken.
Well, yeah, he got so many
Kraken.
Yeah, he tries to give himself a higher rank every week.
Oh.
So he's Admiral, I think, this evening. Admiral Kraken. He says 8 as well.
Okay, so as Karen seems to have deserted, or is having lag issues, the correct answer was 8 fingers. Yes, 8 fingers, 2 thumbs. The question was a trick question.
Oh, very good. Very good.
And everybody saw through my trick. I'm just going to go and cry.
Yeah.
The next question will get them and hit them hard.
Couple of things I really don't like about this bridge, just because I'm a nerd. I don't like this chunk of metal that's just stuck on top of this panel here. It just looks like they're like, how can we make this not look like a TNG panel? I know. We'll just stick this corrugated bit of metal on top. That makes it look rustic.
Spray it grey.
And I don't know where they got these chairs from, but these are some of the worst looking Federation bridge chairs I've ever seen in my life.
That's from the episode where they're getting abducted by aliens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Schisms.
Schisms, yeah. They're on those metal benches.
Yeah. They must have reused those.
Yeah, it does look a bit like those, doesn't it? But yeah,
good jokes, too, Plum.
They're on little platforms and things. I don't understand, but it's just very ugly. Anyway,
Stu Plum put thumbs up for that one.
Very good, very good. Yeah, they look very comfortable. Yeah, yeah. So once they've sorted out who's going to be the first officer, Riker then addresses the ship on the ship comms and gives them a bit of a pep talk. Geordi with his team head to engineering to try to re-establish main power. And he reports to Riker that What doing it?
Just be careful about details coming up. Details.
I don't know what details.
Shall I whisper it to you?
Whisper it to me? Well, I'm just going to trounce through it and just hope that I don't hit anything.
Oh, you're going to train crash.
Train crash coming. So I'm just going to choo-choo. Right, here we go. So he reports there's only a few dilithium crystals in the chamber and there's no antimatter to fuel it. So they're kind of dead in the water. Wes mutters, we haven't got a prayer, which angers Riker because he doesn't want to hear that kind of naysaying, and offers to transfer Wes back to the Enterprise if he wants, and as a kind of telling off. And Wes is like, oh no sir, sorry, I want to stay. And so it's quite a funny little thing there with him berating Wes. On the Enterprise, Lieutenant Burke informs the captain that the weapon systems have been converted over to the virtual version, and they hail the Hathaway, and Riker asks Kalrami what the or whatever he's called, Kasdornian, is he a Kasdornian? Is that what it is? What the Kasdornian word for mismatch is, but Kalrami just responds, it's a challenge. Yeah. Oh, Smile has just posted the question. I'm not sure how she's managed to get that much lag.
Why is Mickey Starcracker?
Eh?
He's changed it to Starcracker now.
Starcracker now, is it? Oh.
And why does Mickey keep putting A in chat?
He's answering Smiler's question.
He's making a joke of the lag, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a joke of the lag. Yeah.
Smiler, whatever you do, don't put the next question in chat, please, because I'm having to bypass the next question. Because you did just train crash it.
Did I plow straight through it?
Yeah. So Smiler Rainbow will know which question I'm talking about. So yeah, I'll adapt. Keep going with the narration. You're doing such a great job.
Hi, Maz and McBob from Iceland. Maz has joined us all the way from Iceland. Hi, Maz. I hope you're enjoying your time at Iceland, and look forward to seeing some pics and things.
Did you just say retirement?
Hey, no. Holiday. She's on holiday in Iceland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew that. That's why I was like, did you just say retirement in Iceland?
No.
Well, hi, Maz.
Hi, Maz.
You missed earlier. I was saying what a great job you and Monty did with last week's episode. So I'll just say it again. Great job. It was a really enjoyable episode.
Oh, she's going out this evening. She's here for 10 minutes, but then she's going out Northern Lights chasing. So that's kind of exciting.
Iceland's a good place to do that. So she's in the right place. So go do it.
She is in the right place. Well, good luck. I hope you find what you hunt. Yeah.
Take a compass.
Yeah. Don't fall in any volcanoes. Yes. So what are we doing? Oh, challenge. Yeah. Kohlrabi goes on to talk to Data about his challenge at Stratagema, but Data isn't aware that he's challenged him. It turns out the Doc had proposed the challenge on his behalf. He goes on to say as much, but the Doc steps in and says Data wouldn't want to ask him himself, but he's very keen. Kohlrabi is like, why should I play against a machine? And Doc says, yes, why would you want to lose? But Kohlrabi doesn't bite on that, though. He sees through her baiting. The Doc... Question
time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I found a way to adapt like the Borg.
Oh, right.
So, Smiler, I'm going to ask this question slowly. So only put the question in chat, not the answer, Smiler. I'm going to strip away the multiple choice from this, and it's going to be finger fastest. So this is a commander question worth 75 points, but it's going to have to be fingers fastest because Monty said it just a minute ago. So here we go. On the Hathaway, what is Geordie missing to get the warp drive working? On the Hathaway, what is Geordie missing to get the warp drive working? Answers in chat.
I did say that.
Yes, you did.
Oh, but Smiler is there with the question.
That's because we're a team.
Yeah.
We know how to. Yeah. We've got it going now.
There we go. Hey, makes the dream work.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go. Karen says a flux capacitor. That would have helped. That would have helped them in their battle, that's for sure.
We have. So hold on a minute. I've not been keeping any points. That's absolutely terrible of me. So we had Mickey got 25 in the first one, and so did you. And then on the second one, everybody got it really, didn't they? So that was.
You just work it out. You just carry on.
Yeah. I'm just doing that. Yeah. Did Karen get anything?
No.
Starmonger or Star. What's this? Star Kraken.
Yeah.
Star Kraken. He got the last one right, didn't he? It's a he, isn't it?
I'm waiting for God Emperor Kraken next week.
I don't know if stars have sexual preference. Is it he? She? He?
It's a he.
He. Okay. 50 points. Right. So, and then we just got. Okay. All points all done. Sorry about that, folks. Wasn't keeping score as went along.
Anyway.
We're 3 questions in. And the last one was a commander question. What are you laughing at?
Just someone wants to put Mickey's pizza in the oven. He's hungry. So anybody out there, if you could throw Mickey some pizza. Pizza slices in the chat. I don't know if you can get pizza slices. But, yeah.
Yeah, you can. Hold on a minute. Here we go. Coming up. Just let me. Where is it? It's here somewhere. I know. Hold on.
You just...
No. Do it. Yeah. There we go. It's coming up. Is it coming up in your chat? It's coming up.
Yes, there's pizza slices. Yes, we have pizza slices in the chat.
I was the first in chat with pizza slices.
Well,
Made it.
That's because you don't got the lag.
Right.
There we go. It's good. I'm seeing the pizza slices coming through now.
Pizza slices.
There you
Eat
go,
on
Mickey.
that, Mickey.
All that for you, mate. See, our chat wants stuff. We get it for them, you know.
Yeah. We are dedicated to our viewers.
We are.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let me try and get this answer out because we've got a really interesting twist in the quiz. So it was fastest finger and so quickest right answer. First answer came from Mickey, but it was the wrong answer. Then the next answer came from Stu Plum, and it was the right answer because it was antimatter that he was missing to get the warp drive working. So to give a roundup of points, we've got Commander Stu on 125 points, and we've got Lieutenant Commander Mickey and Lieutenant Commander Monty on 75 points, and then we've got Ensign Kraken, Ensign Kraken on 50 or 25, something like that. 50. Lieutenant Commander Kraken.
Lieutenant Commander on 50, right.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone. Give yourself a pat on the back. No, Smiler, it's not Uncle Matter. It's not Uncle Matter. It's Antimatter. There you go.
Such a dad joke from a mum.
One of Stu Plum's, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like a mum joke.
Yeah. Okay, so where were we?
Oh, while I think about it, don't forget to like this stream.
Oh, yes, please,
or else
everyone.
I won't give you another question.
If you could. Whilst... oh, we're not too bad. We're only dropping quarter of our frames at the moment. That's not so bad. Okay, so... the doc says, yes, why would you want to lose? Oh, yeah, and Karen does. Wait, okay. The doc asks Data if he's going to take that lying down and basically get... He doesn't really care, but he ends up being bullied into it by the doctor. For not just his own personal honour, but for the honour of the ship as well. Yes. On the Hathaway, Worf suggests using the security override to fool the Enterprise into thinking another ship's approaching. A bit like how, I guess, in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Kirk used the security override to get the Reliant to lower her shields. So, clever Worf. In engineering, they still can't get the warp drive up and running without the Uncle Matter. So suddenly Wes wants to return to the Enterprise. He wants to go to the Enterprise to stop a science experiment he forgot that he didn't turn off. Riker allows it, contacts the Enterprise. Kolrami wants to make sure that he's guarded when he's on the Enterprise. So Picard orders Lieutenant Burke to accompany him. Meanwhile, Worf...
Wise decision.
And Burke does such a good job of it as well. Meanwhile...
Question time.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what?
Yeah.
All right.
Coming hard. Coming at you. So relevant, because this question's all about this moment.
Okay.
All about this moment. So, were you going to click the pictures on?
I was, but it's too far.
Okay. So this question, as you know, every week now I've been introducing a special themed question. And this week's question is the battle simulation question. And again, it's worth 75 TNG points. Rank will stay the same.
Oh,
but you get those all-important 75 TNG points. So Wesley snuck back on board the Enterprise to retrieve his school experiment that contains the antimatter they need on the Hathaway. But he even hoodwinked Riker, saying it was an important school experiment for his final grade. But for what class? Was it A, quantum physics, B, stellar cartography, C, astrophysics, or D, plasma physics? So he said to Riker that he needed to retrieve his experiment for his final grade, but for what class? A, quantum physics, B, stellar cartography, C, astrophysics, or D, plasma physics?
I don't know. Whilst answers are coming in, I will just say, meanwhile, Worf was showing a female lieutenant how to bypass the security. She tells him she needs optical cable, to which Worf just yanks it down from the ceiling and is like, there you go. Which I wondered how he did that, because we see this picture here of the bridge. Oh, I think it's there, isn't it? You can just see that cable is hanging from the ceiling right there above that lady. So there you go. That's how that was done. He yanked this cable down and went, there. It's there. Wes and Burke go to the science experiment, and Wes tells Burke that it's ruined. The experiment's ruined, but it's highly volatile, so he will beam it off the ship and departicleize it. Then, on the Hathaway, to Geordie's surprise, a science experiment appears in engineering. And there we go with the big...
There it is. And he's like, ooh, what's that over there? It's funny how it just doesn't look like what you would imagine. Yeah. Looks like some sort of toy, really.
Crazy Cracker, and have you got an answer for us? Let's see. Maz thinks Kobayashi Maru. Well, yes, the no-win scenario. Yeah. Mickey thinks the bridge looks like a death trap. Were people not electrocuted?
Certainly looks untidy.
Do you know what I'm surprised we don't see on this ship, as it's a destroyed bridge? Usually on Star Trek shows, when there's a destroyed bridge, you see rocks. There's always rocks lying about the place. I don't know why. Whenever there's like an explosion, there's rocks. But there always seems to be rocks. Yeah, look out for it next time. There's an explosion. You'll find rocks. Yeah. Shocking comment, says Karen. Shocking. Okay, so it doesn't look like Crazy's making a guess at this one. Okay, so do you want to go with the answers?
Yeah, everybody answered A. You know, and this was for 75 all-important TNG points. I did say the questions would be getting harder.
Karen didn't answer.
The first one, I think.
Yes, she did. Sorry.
This is the first. What was your answer anyway?
My answer, I was going to go with A as well. No, I wasn't. I was going to go with C. No, D. No, D. Plasma physics.
You would be correct. It was plasma physics, guys. It's the first time that I've got everybody with the wrong answer.
Has that ever happened?
I think it may have happened pretty early on when we started doing the quiz. But yeah, certainly not for a long time. But yeah, it was D, plasma physics. And plasma physics doesn't sound like a thing, does it? Like plasma physics?
It doesn't, but when you think of the fact that the warp core generates plasma to go up to the warp nacelles, I just figured that if it's antimatter and we're talking about warp cores, I mean, they never talk about anything quantum or anything like that, or it's not going to be stellar cartography because that's looking at stars, and it's certainly not going to be astrophysics because, again, that's the same sort of thing. It's just looking at the makeup of stars. So I figured it has to be plasma physics. Had a guess, but there you go.
Well, very logical guess there. Well done. Round of applause. So the good news is that you go into the lead on 150 points. However, the other good news is that it's anybody's game, really, because even Starcracker can catch up with you, because the next question, which is the all-important captain question, is worth 100 TNG points. Is the fastest off the buzzer again, but nobody is not in reach with taking over you and being in the lead. So we've got you on 150, we've got Stu on 125, Mickey on 75, and Starcracken on 50.
There's KD Fitness there, hanging 10, or I guess, what's that symbol mean? Is it surfs up? Is that what that means?
It's kind of like hang 10, dude.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to mean, and this is the thing, that it's supposed that your little finger
means something in Hawaii.
Yeah, but this part of your hand is supposed to represent a wave, and your thumb is up, so it's like surfs up.
Yeah, hang 10 is another expression for surf.
Yeah. Anyway, there we go. Right. We're on Act 3. In 10 forward, Data's challenging Karami to stratagema. The doc tells him to bust him up. And Data asks Troy what that means. And she tells him the doc wants him to take the shortest route to victory. And the Data's like, so opposed to what?
Such an android answer, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. They play, and Karami wins 81 to 100. Yeah, he lasts quite a bit longer than Riker does, but still, Data's shocked. I think that everyone is a bit stunned that Data lost. The doc in particular is particularly stunned. She's like, "How? Why?" And Troy's the only one that, like a sort of mum, comes and consoles Data and says, "Well, you did your best. You did very well." Karami says that he's at his disposal for a rematch, but Data thinks, "What is the point? You'll just beat me again." Later on the bridge, Picard asks Burke where Data is, and Burke informs him that he's temporarily relieved himself of duty. Karami tells Picard that he doesn't think Riker will pose much of a threat, and Picard takes him to one side in his ready room and wants to know what his problem with Riker is. He says, since you've come on board, you've done nothing but be mean to my first officer. And Karami says he's studied his file before coming on board and has found him wanting. I.e. You going to say something?
I was going to say just a bit of trivia on, Karami.
All right.
I'm sure you probably realised that he is, the actor, Roy Brocksmith. He's been on quite a few Star Trek things as different characters. I'm sure you've figured that out.
Yeah.
But can you remember any of what he's been?
No.
So he played Raska Khan in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Indiscretion.
Yeah, okay.
And that's about all I've got, really.
Yeah. I think he's been in other sci-fi things as well.
Yeah, he's definitely been in X-Files. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in an episode of Voyager,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He's just one of those actors that in the 1990s played aliens things, or mad scientists, or he was just in that sort of. Yeah, I remember seeing him a number of times.
It's quite funny though, because the costume that they chose for him doesn't look that dissimilar to what he looks like as a person.
They could have just left him as he was, bless him.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically his issue is he thinks Riker is too jovial, that he doesn't have the right personality to be a captain. And he doesn't think he's captain material. Picard says that he's confusing style with intent, and that he's the best first officer he's ever served with. And if the test is to see if the crew will follow his lead, then his joviality is the means by which he will achieve this.
The bromance between Picard and Riker really is starting to grow in season 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Starting to, be nurtured.
Yes. Troy visits Data in his quarters, and she tries various analogies to explain how and why he feels the way he does. But Data points out that he doesn't have an ego to bruise or a heart to be disheartened, and that he's just a broken machine.
So very Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, he doesn't find that he's made any mistakes, but he's still lost. And he will not have Picard rely on his judgment until he understands why he is defective. Meanwhile, on the Hathaway, Geordi and Wes hook up the experiment to the warp core. Riker catches them doing it and says, "You're cheating." Well, Wes said, "You did tell me to improvise, so I'm improvising." Riker asks them if they could regulate the reaction, and they think they can. And Riker is very pleased with that, saying, "They're good. They're better than good. They're great. They're brilliant." So yeah, he changes his tune on what they're doing quite quickly in that scene. "How dare you? Until we think it can work." Fantastic. The Doc visits the Data to tell him to stop sulking in his room. She wishes she never made him play the stupid game. But Data's glad. I'm glad, because it's highlighted he's defective in some fashion. And now he can do something about it. So the Doc kind of shrugs to herself and leaves him to it. Back on the Hathaway, Geordi reports that they'll have warp 1 for 2 seconds. Woohoo!
Oh, I forgot an important goof from earlier on.
Right.
So, we had the whole question and we had the whole part of the episode. Oh, actually, you could go back to that picture because it's relevant.
There you go.
So, yeah, this whole thing that Wesley transported over, which was apparently meant to be antimatter, it's a bit of a geef because in the TNG technical manual, it says that antimatter cannot be beamed through a transporter without making extensive modifications to the circuitry. Yet Wesley took no such precautions and was still able to beam it over safely.
Maybe this is some protective kind of
so that's a bit of a goof against their own technical manual.
Yeah. I can see that. That's a good goof. Well done, G. Yes, so they're going to go to warp for 2 seconds. Riker thinks they'll still be able to use it as a surprise or something like that. Maybe they'll be able to do the Picard maneuver. Not pull your shirt down like that, but what you did in the Stargate. Stargate?
With the warp thing.
Yeah, the warp thing. The warp thing that he did.
One minute I'm here, and then I'm here. I'm here.
Guess which one I am. Ducking and weaving. But Geordi also points out there's a large possibility that they'll actually just pop a gear and stall the Hathaway, which is not a good thing. It's not good. He makes some reference to popping have you ever popped a gear in a puddle jumper or something? I don't know, but I didn't know what he was talking about, so I didn't include it. And that was the end of Act 3. Have you got a question time, or shall I continue?
No, I'm out of questions until we get to Captain, which is at the end of the episode.
Oh, right, okay.
So I left a little bit of a gap for me to do some trivia and some goofs.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Well, you blew your question load early in this.
Yes, I was premature with my questions.
Premature in ending your questions. Okay.
And very, very quick. Yeah.
It's not like you, G. God. It's not like you. You usually
usually I take my time.
Pace yourself a lot better than that. Act 4. Picard is grappling with the idea that Data is suffering from profound lack of confidence. He doesn't see how that's possible, but Pulaski points out that whether it's from emotion or an algorithm, the effect is the same thing. He's not going to be on the bridge anytime soon. He's like, great, an hour from a battle simulation and I have to handhold an android. And the Dark sarcastically replies that, the burdens of command. Oh, he's Mazimet Bob's off now. Mazimet Bob and KD Fitness.
Well,
So
good luck with the
good luck.
hunt.
Good luck with the hunt, guys.
Take plenty of pictures if you find it.
Yeah.
You'll see those northern lights.
Yeah. Trailblazers, like clearly I joined at the wrong moment. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. Cheers, Maz. So, sarcastically, right, Picard enters Data's quarters and tells him that he's needed on the bridge. But Data feels that he should choose someone else to be his first officer. Someone who doesn't make mistakes. But Picard agrees that, yes, you might make a mistake, but everyone can make mistakes. But first, I want you to formulate this premise. How do we deal with Riker and the Hathaway? And I'll await your answer on the bridge. Plus, it's also possible to make mistakes and lose. That's not a weakness. That is life. So it doesn't give him any option but to follow orders and get his ass on the bridge. And that's the way to
speaks
do it.
the truth.
Yeah. There's no arguing with that. So
That's why he's captain.
In the observation lounge, Data is going over with Troy, and he's going over some of Riker's past tactics and finds that only 21% of the time does he rely on traditional tactics. Therefore, the captain must be prepared for that. But Riker will know that they know his methods, so he might try to alter them and do something more traditional. However, knowing that we know that he knows that we know, he might go for his original pattern. Troy tells him he's overanalyzing the situation and tells him that he will continue to be the man that he has always been. And you should just go with that. So Data asks if that is a failing in humans, but Troy says that he will need to find that out for himself. On the bridge, Picard tells Riker that the hunt begins, and Riker is like, remember, Captain Riker has never ever lost. I guess that's because this is his first battle as captain. So,
no, technically that's another goof.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he actually did lose in battle in season 1. Again, it was something to do with the Ferengi. Oh no, it was when he was on board the Klingon ship, and he was in command of the Klingon ship, and he surrendered to the Enterprise.
He surrendered as captain of a Klingon vessel.
Yeah.
So
technically, it wasn't. Yeah, that was another goof that I found.
So in his battles as captain, so far he's 100% failed.
Yeah.
Quite the opposite to what he claimed. That's funny, that. Yeah. I forgot about that. That was in season 2, wasn't it? Yeah, that was
season.
Was it season 1?
Yeah, I thought it was.
I can't remember now.
Oh gosh, yeah,
it was season 2. We just had a glitch.
Oh, I like a glitch. You can move the picture back on now, by the way.
Can I? Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so we're kind of off.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, a little bit further on.
That was the Doc telling Data to bust him up. And that's them coming up with their warp capabilities. They've got warp drive, and he's like, you're better than good. You're great. So we'll leave it at that for a minute.
Okay.
If you just had a little lag in the stream, apologies. Something went pop for a second. But hopefully you're still with us. Please let me know if you're still there. Yes. On the bridge, Picard tells Riker... Oh, no, we've got that. The hunt begins, and Riker says he's never lost. The battle begins with Picard ordering a Kumar maneuver. Worf recommends a counter with
Kuma Matata.
Kuma Matata maneuver.
Yeah.
Worf recommends to counter with a Talupian maneuver, which Riker thinks is a good idea. He then orders Worf to prepare his little surprise. On the Enterprise, they are readying torpedoes when Burke detects a Romulan warbird approaching. Picard's like, what? And orders them to engage the warbird. But whilst they're doing that, the Hathaway attacks from the rear. It pleases Karami, who says Riker's actually quite good. And Picard's like, yeah, he's the best.
He has quite a giggle, doesn't he?
Yeah. Burke stood there at the tactical station on the Arch, quite confused about what the heck's going on. And Picard explains that, Worf uses security to override the census and gets data to change the security codes.
There was a Patrick Stewart goof here in these scenes.
Was there?
And there was also a bit of trivia as well.
No, okay.
Yeah, so Captain Picard addresses Ensign Burke as Lieutenant Burke at one point.
I said he was Lieutenant Burke earlier on because I thought he was a lieutenant.
No, he's an ensign.
He looks too old
but
to
it was
be
just,
ensign.
It was just a bit of a goof on Patrick Stewart's part in the moment, calling him lieutenant. But yeah, it's actually Ensign Burke. And then also throughout a lot of the scenes with the battle simulation and with what's coming up, I don't know, did you notice anything peculiar about the bridge?
Of the Enterprise?
Yeah.
No.
Because apparently in a lot of the footage, throughout a lot of the scenes, they put these sort of grey sheets over the top of the computer monitors, and because it's to stop the studio lights. But apparently throughout a lot of the scenes, especially throughout this scene here that we're talking about now, you can they kind of sort of left them there by accident. So on the back monitors, there's all the guards up for the lighting.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, well, it's another one you can go back and have a look at.
Very cool.
It might have a picture showing of it as well. Who knows?
You don't know. Maybe we'll in a sec. Yeah. For my glitch earlier on, Mickey says maybe it was another dodgy flux capacitor. Yeah. Whilst on the Hathaway, they are preparing to do their warp jump surprise. Whilst on the bridge of the Enterprise, they detect another ship approaching, a Ferengi ship. For a moment, they think Worf's got through their new security codes, and he's like, well done, Worf. But then they get hit by actual phaser fire, and they realize that this is not a hologram, this is not a projection, or, a ghost. This is an actual Ferengi ship. Unfortunately, because the Ferengi get their first rounds in, it breaks something, so they can't disengage the virtual weapons. And it also knocks out the transporter room, so they can't beam the away team off the Hathaway. Karami wants them to leave, wants them to retreat, citing acceptable tactical losses from leaving the people behind on the Hathaway. Picard says he's the captain, though, and he's not going to leave his away team behind, and puts the Ferengi on the view screen. No, night, dude. My son's going to bed. And when the Ferengi come on the view screen, we see that it's Quark. Oh, I could probably move the screen on. There's the holographic Romulan warbird is attacking them, and here they're now being attacked by an actual ship, a Ferengi Marauder. There we go.
Commanded by who?
Quark.
Yeah. or otherwise known as
Damon something or another.
Armin Shimmerman.
Oh, I thought you meant his character's name in this
No.
episode.
No.
I think the Ferengi captains are called Daemons, aren't
they? Daemok.
Mm.
Daemon? Daemok?
Daemok? Something like that. So Quark wants to know why they were attacking each other. You've gone from attacking the vessel to protecting the vessel. What value is it to you? They want to know. Picard tries to bluff and say that they are not attacking them now because of diplomacy, etc. But Quark's already scanned the Enterprise and found that the ship is crippled. And the other ship has no weaponry or warp drive. He wants the ship, basically, because he thinks it's a prize. So you give me the ship and we leave you alone. And you've got 10 minutes to decide. End of Act 4. No question time yet, no? Still to the end? To the end, is it? The end?
Captain question's always at the end.
At the end, all right, okay, right, fair enough. So Act 5, Burke reports that they can launch some torpedoes. They managed to get that ability up and running. And Riker hails them from the Hathaway to inform them that he has 2 seconds of warp capability. Korami can't believe it. But believe it, baby, they have warp drive. In the observation lounge, they come up with a plan to fire photon torpedoes at the Hathaway, who will then warp out at the last minute. Hello?
It felt like you needed a chewy.
Oh.
Puppy-o! You need a puppy-o.
Do you want anybody want to see how the doggy's grown? Oh, I don't know.
I've seen how he's grown. It's amazing. But yeah, let's show everybody else.
Come on, choo-choos. Come on, choo-choos. He is a monster.
He's almost doubled in size.
He's a licky monster. He's a licky monster. Yeah, he likes to chew my hand as well. He loves that. You all right, buddy?
You need to get him some really rough, tuggy toys to get all those baby teeth, those sharp razor baby teeth. Out.
He's afraid his mum's going to walk out without him. That's what he's afraid of.
Yeah. Oh, no microphone. No. Right, come in this way.
Okay.
Okay. Kiss the mummy.
Go on then.
Go
Off you go.
Good boy. Got him.
There we go.
Have a nice dream, Dad. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Come on.
Oh, there you go. That was our chewy break for the.
Trailblazer says he looks tiny on my phone. he's still small. Don't get me wrong. He's going to grow a lot more, I think. But he's doubled in size.
Yeah, and more so. Yeah, it's funny how. He was taking him to puppy class this evening. He was smaller than some of the dogs, and now he's bigger than them. You know, a couple of weeks later. But yeah. Where was I? Oh, yeah, in the observation lounge, they're planning to fire torpedoes at the Hathaway, who will then warp out of the way at the last minute. And they'll detonate the torpedoes and thus make it look like the Hathaway exploded. But Geordie's a bit worried, as he's not sure the warp will work. In which case, they'll be blown to smithereens, and the explosion will look very effective. Yes. Picard contacts the Ferengi and tells him he's going to deny them their prize and fires at the Hathaway. And, to all intents and purposes, it looks like it does explode. Goes kablooey. I wonder if we got a picture. Well, there you go. That's the beginning of it looking like it's going to go kablooey. And
it's a well-timed picture, that one.
It is, isn't it? It's quite nice. In anger, the Ferengi then threaten to destroy the Enterprise, but at the last minute... Picard contacts the... Sorry, I got a little bit ahead of myself. Picard contacts the Ferengi. And he fires. I did read that, didn't I? And it looks like it explodes. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going mad. In anger, the Ferengi then threaten to destroy the Enterprise, but at the last minute detect another Federation starship approaching. So they decide to beat a tactical retreat. But it turns out the ship that they detect approaching was actually projected by some wizardry at Worf.
From Worf.
So he's done these sensor trickery on the Ferengi. But how did he get access to the Ferengi? Is that a goof? Did that come up as a goof?
It didn't come up as a goof. Yeah, because I don't know. Like, it seemed to me, like, at first I thought what they were detecting was then the Hathaway.
That's what I
and not
thought.
thinking. Yeah. And then they go on to say, oh, you know, that's thanks to a bit of Klingon, whatever. But yeah, maybe what they meant is that he made the Hathaway look like a different ship to their sensors.
Maybe that's what they mean, because they don't really explain it properly. You can interpret it in many different ways, but there you go. So anyway, it's down to some Worf and some sensor wizardry. Kolrami then admits that Riker has acquitted himself quite admirably, and also praises Picard on him and his ship's performance. Then a bit later in 10 Forward, Data's challenging Kolrami to another game of Stratagema, but the game this time goes on for a lot longer than last time, until eventually Kolrami quits in frustration and accuses Data of making a mockery of him. It turns out that Data changed his programming and his strategy from trying to win to just holding for a draw. So in effect, he says he doesn't feel that he did win, but after some prodding from the crew, he admits that he busted him up. And everybody cheers and congratulates him, and he ends up looking really pleased with himself. And that's the end of the episode.
Excellent. Question time.
Woohoo!
So this is for that all-important captain question, which is worth 100 TNG points and will decide the winner for this evening. And there's only one person that gets the captain promotion. And it is fastest on the buzzer and no multiple choice. So are we ready, folks? So at the end of the episode, Data challenges Kolrami to a game of Stratagema in 10 Forward. The scene starts with Riker walking into 10 Forward with a big smile on his face. But who does he walk in with? So who does Riker walk into 10 Forward with on the very last scene where Data is playing Stratagema against Kolrami? Quickest answer will be the winner.
Ooh, we got some different answers as well. Wow, everyone's going something different. I'm going to go Geordie, just because nobody said Geordie yet.
Okay.
Stuplum, what are you going with, Stuplum? The Doc. Everybody went with something different.
Yeah.
So, drum roll.
Drum roll, we have a winner. It was the person in with the last answer as well. So the winner this evening, getting a captain promotion, is Captain Stu Plum, and he finishes on 225 points.
Hey!
And then we had yourself in second place with 150 TNG points, Mickey in third with 75 TNG points, and Kraken with 50 TNG points. Well done, Captain Stu Plum. Well done, all.
Well done indeed. That puts you on 5 for the season, Stu Plum. You've won 5 episodes.
5 wins.
5 wins. Yep.
Against Mickey's like what, 1,000?
13. 13.
13.
But
it was unlucky for some this week.
I think
staying on that unlucky number.
A third place from Mickey. I think that's probably his worst ever performance.
Well, he did say that he was
Yeah.
he was rushing or without notes or something earlier, didn't he?
Yeah. Feel free to put clap emojis in the in the
Or our winner this evening,
or
Stu
dabs
Plum.
or dabs. Yeah, clap emojis or dabs in the chat for Stu Plum there for winning. Do you want to just talk to the audience a minute? I just want to go see why my dog's whining.
Okie dokie. So there was a couple of other little interesting, don't want to say goofs, like trivia really, about this episode, if I can find where they were. So earlier in the episode, we saw Geordie and Wesley talking about what was needed to get the warp drive working, and he said that he had some fragments of some crystals, some dilithium crystals there, and the dilithium pieces were actually represented by blue wax from a candle that was melted. We
Cheers,
talked about
Stu
the
Plum.
redress.
Before you go, Stu Plum, could you give us your score for the episode?
Yeah, don't just win and run.
Yeah.
Give us the all-important score. And everybody else, if you want to get your scores in chat as well, that'd be amazing. So, yeah, what was I saying? There was a couple of other bits. Touched about the Picard dresses. Yeah, I think that was it, really. I think I've gone through all of the... the footage of the USS Enterprise D towing the USS Hathaway is recycled from Star Trek The Next Generation, The Battle.
Yeah.
In 1987.
So that's the Stargazer, because it was the Stargazer model that Picard also has on his in his ready room, doesn't he? On a plinth.
But overall, that's all my trivia and my goofs and my questions.
Yeah. So episode 21, peak performance. What are you going to give it in score?
Was it a peak performance for you guys?
We should have asked Maz for a score earlier. I've lost my paddle.
Lucky you're not up a stream.
Where's my paddle?
Again, I blame Chewie. Probably eating it. I only make all these judgments of Chewie chewing things because when I last saw him, he was constantly trying to chew on me.
I've also forgotten my
but in a very loving way.
Klingon word of the day.
Well, just make one up. No one's going to tell the difference.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to give you my score, and then I don't know what I've done with it.
Well, just because you've lost your paddle, don't take away my moment.
No, you can still hold your paddle up.
Okay, so we've got a 7 in from Mickey. We've got a 6 in from Stu Plum. Anybody else in chat? Give us your scores, your review for this show, for this episode, peak performance. What are you scoring it? Get those scores in there. 7 and a 6 so far.
I'm going for an 8.
Okay, now you just sort of made me feel inferior without even lifting my paddle.
Go on, lift your paddle. 7!
7!
I can't find my paddle. I don't know what I've done with it.
Well,
I was
got a whole
using
week
it.
to look for it.
I had a bee in my office earlier today, and I was using it to hit the bee out of my office, and I've put it down somewhere, and I don't know what I've done. I've put it down.
There was another bit of trivia that I had, actually. That was... It's a bit of an homage, really, but the premise of the obsolete USS Hathaway being pitted against the state-of-the-art USS Enterprise was reminiscent of several game exercises run by the United States Navy and NATO
Hmm.
allies during and after the Cold War.
Right.
The exercises have typically involved antiquated diesel submarines being tasked with infiltrating Allied defenses while being hunted by modern weapon systems. So, yeah, it was a bit of an homage to some of that activity.
Nice. Ain't bees endangered? They are endangered, Mickey, but for some reason this week honeybees have just been coming into my house like nobody's business, and I have to kind of gently usher them back out the window. It's really annoying.
They're trying to hide from the world.
Is that what it is? They're trying to come in here for the winter, and
Yeah,
I don't want them in.
get away from the danger.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've got scores.
We've got scores.
Going to put them in the
I
in
mean,
the table.
we're not going to know.
Is there any point, really? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Leave that. Wait till next week.
Well, I can show you. We can just go straight to it, just to give you a flavour. So here we've got the scores for the audience. Here's Stu Plum on 5, and Mickey on 13, Joel on 2, myself and Karen on 1 apiece, and with me giving it an 8 and you giving it a 7, that's where it is currently. But we've got to go wait for Maz's score as well in a couple of weeks' time to see where it ends up. Importantly,
I feel there were some good Worth moments in this episode, so I think she'll give it a good score.
Yeah. For me, I gave it another strong 8 after giving Emissary an 8 last week. I mean, I probably over-egged that one a little bit, but I like this one because I love like when they do old ships and old, when you got a ship that's all beaten up and you got an old bridge that's falling apart and all that sort of thing. And
it's just one of those episodes that TNG tend to, they come away from story arcs and they do like standalone stories or standalone episodes, and sometimes they try to take a departure, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's fun, and I think this is one of the ones that was fun. It was kind of a very clever idea to have like, Picard and Riker go against each other, kind of crew split up, the kind of rivalry. So good character development within Data and like losing and being kind of exposed to his first sort of defeat. And yeah, so I think there's some really nice bits about this episode, but it's got a really nice charm to it.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to go straight for the win. Sometimes you can play defensive and get a win eventually. It's like kind of like the whole concept of you sometimes need to lose the fight to win the war.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mickey points out that it's a strong Dr. Pulaski episode. She played a star role in it, so that's good.
Well, yeah, I think he was expecting a question around how many guest stars, or he was pointing out that Dr. Pulaski played a star role. No, she didn't. She never does. She was the thing that, for my score, lost the other 4 points.
Well,
3 points.
She does kind of.
She was in it.
She does kind of bully Data into.
Yeah, exactly. Bully. That's what she is.
And makes an automatic assumption that because he's a machine, he'll automatically just win.
I think Mickey just likes to see me go on a Pulaski rant. That's what it is.
He's prodding you, isn't he? He's prodding you to go to a Pulaski rant.
Honestly, if she wasn't in this episode, I would have given it a 10.
You would not have.
I would have.
Would not. No. Maybe an 8. Maybe an 8. Yeah. I quite like as well Troy's character in this episode with being, her role as the emotional support and the counselor of the ship. She actually got to provide some support to Data and help him understand things and help him.
What you mean, actually do the job that she's there to do?
Well, that's nice, isn't
For
it?
once.
Actually I mean, that's some good writing, isn't it? To actually play off their actual roles on the ship.
I think, you know, again, what's clever about the writing of this episode is I think it featured everybody, right? There wasn't anybody that wasn't in it. And everybody had their own sort of like kind of, you know, part in it.
Yeah, Worf,
and it's
Worf
very
did his bit with the sensors.
had his moments.
Geordie
yeah.
with the warp drive.
Wesley
Wes with the
did his whole
antimatter.
trickery. Yeah, so I think it was a well crafted.
Data overcome his challenges, and yeah, it's actually probably one of the best episodes of the season. It
From a writing perspective, I think it's
yeah.
pretty well crafted.
Yeah. And it had Armin Shimmerman in it. I mean, you know, what's not to like?
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting. Next week, hopefully the internet will be a bit better again, and we'll have less lag and less jumping about and less problems with the time space continuum.
Failed warp drive.
Yeah, failed flux capacitors and things like that. But we're going to be doing a bumper episode of 2 episodes next week.
Who says?
Are you ready for it, G? I'm hoping you're available next week. You available next week?
Well, I'm travelling back from Nottingham on Tuesday. It depends what time I get back on Tuesday, really.
Wow.
But yeah, hopefully I will be able. But yeah. So why is it? Because the next episode's coming up. It's just a
shade of grey.
Yeah, it's just the sort of best bits episode, isn't it? Or just try and use flashbacks.
It is a bit of a flashback episode that will.
And what's the episode? The other one that you want to do then?
I don't know. Should we find out?
So is that the final episode in this season?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So we're starting season 3 next week.
So why don't we just skip that one? Because didn't we say we were going to skip it because it's just a flashback episode?
Yeah, we could, but the problem with that is my OCD won't let us. We've got to do them all, but we'll make the Shades of Grey bit quite quick. We'll just skip through it. It won't take very long at all.
I can't skip through making the questions. That's just not how my OCD brain works.
Well, we could just have questions just for the episode after that. And it's Evolution, the first episode in season 3. There you go.
Okay.
So for your homework, if you want it next week, is to watch Shades of Grey. Good luck with that one. And then season 3, episode 1, Evolution.
Do you know why they called it that episode Shades of Grey? Because anybody who watches it, by the time they finish watching it, is a shade of grey.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Trailblazer says, like in basketball, the best form of attack is defense for Data's strategy for beating him at the end. And he also says he wants more Maz, which is going to be difficult because she's still on holiday next week. So it's just myself and G-Star again. No, like Stuplum. Stuplum is off.
No, it's Stuplum and Trailblazer. See you later.
Good night, Saz. Good night, all. So it's just myself, us two again, and then Maz will be back the week after when we're into season 3. Probably one of the best seasons. I'm quite happy, to be amazed we've made it to season 3. But there we go. We continue, and yeah.
Every season from beyond this point is the best season.
Yeah, it just gets better and better. So yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, and we covered the news earlier on. I don't know. I mentioned this to Maz at the end of last week's episode, but you weren't around for the end, I don't think. But did you see that there's a new Star Trek cartoon coming up shortly?
Nope, I didn't.
Okay, well, look up Star Trek Prodigy. It's the new Star Trek cartoon. It's actually a kids' cartoon, but
See, this is difficult for me because even when I was a kid, I had trouble watching cartoons.
did you watch Lower
I'm
Deck?
just about one episode.
Okay, well, scrap that. Maz and
I can't watch cartoons. It's just like it's been a thing all my life.
Shame, you're missing out.
Well, it's not real.
What do you mean it's not real?
It's just not real people. It's just drawings.
But you can watch Avengers, right?
Yeah, Avengers, because I don't sit there watching the cartoons of Marvel.
I know, but most of the whole Avengers films are just computer animation. They're just computer drawings with human faces
have real
stuck
actors.
on them.
They have real actors in between. No, I do like some cartoons, yeah, but I just haven't had time for the Star Trek ones. But I'll keep trying.
Anyway, Prodigy is about a starship that's, I think it's devised by Janeway to go out to the other side of the universe almost instantly. It's got like a special drive that will be able to rescue people like Voyager if it got stuck on the other side of the galaxy. But in testing it, it gets lost. It gets stuck in the other side of the galaxy, and some alien teenagers find it sort of like embedded in an asteroid or something. And so take possession of it, so they fly around their sector of space with this state-of-the-art Federation starship on the other side of the galaxy. But they've got a holographic Janeway to help them in their travels. There you go. That's the concept.
Very interesting.
That's the concept of Star Trek Prodigy. And we've got Strange New Worlds coming up hopefully soon.
And Picard season 2. Just for those.
I was all happy then for a minute. Why did you just bring me down like
that? For anybody that's still with us, just another reminder that it's the Monty Zone this Friday. We're going to give it another try, and it's the Skinwalker Ranch. Very interesting episode. So please do come along and try and join us.
I've been reading all the documentary, or watching all the documentaries and reading articles about it, so I'm all sort of genned up now on what it's all about. And I have some hot takes, but I'm not going to talk about it.
And we've got a special guest, but we're not going to say who just yet.
Special guest.
Special
guest. We'll know how well it's going to go by how well the Fortnite live stream goes tomorrow. If Fortnite goes well tomorrow, then we'll be definitely on.
We're looking good.
And we'll be okay. Good. If Fortnite goes terribly wrong tomorrow night, then we might still have issues. So we'll see. But yeah, we should be good to go. So, yes, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Thank you, G-Star. It's good to see you, Mazimak Bob, for coming, my other co-host. And thank you to all our usual contributors, Mickey, Stu Plum, Star Kraken, Smiler Rainbow, my wrench, Trailblazer, KD Fitness, and all. We'll see you next week for another TNG review show. Cheers.